Get in, loser. We're going to check out one of the most innovative and exciting communities in all of Orlando. Let's go. If you've ever visited or researched Orlando, there's a good chance you've heard about Lake Nona. Lake Nona is a 17 square mile community in the southeast portion of Orlando, adjacent to Orlando International Airport along State Road 417. It's less than 30 minutes to downtown Orlando and a quick 20 to 25 minute drive to Walt Disney World. As you can imagine, Lake Nona is one of the most desirable places to live in all of Orlando. But what's all the buzz really about? Well, today I want to deep dive into everything that Lake Nona has to offer, from entertainment to housing to jobs, schools, future development, and so much more. But first, to understand what Lake Nona is today, we need to understand where it all started. Believe it or not, there is actually a Lake Nona in Lake Nona, and in 1986, just a few years after the first main terminal at MCO opened in 1981, a man by the name of Tom Fazio, recognized as the greatest golf course architect in the world, decided that the shores of Lake Nona and the surrounding property was the perfect place to plant roots, or grass. And so an 18-hole golf course, now recognized as one of the top 100 courses in the world, was constructed. Following shortly after, in 1988, a community was established where estate-sized homes would begin construction. The 600-acre development, which started with just 30 estate-sized home sites, has since grown to encompass hundreds of homes, including original estates and teardowns that are being rebuilt, with new land being made available for brand new estates as well. The community saw its biggest shift towards expansion when it was purchased in 1996 by Tavistock Development Company, the pioneers for what we now know as the Lake Nona of today and what Lake Nona will continue to develop into in the future. So you're probably wondering, what does Lake Nona have to offer today? And if I was relocating to Orlando, why should I consider calling Lake Nona home? Well, let's talk about it, starting with local entertainment. We're standing here in Lake Nona Town Center, what most people would call the heart of Lake Nona. Here you're going to find multiple restaurants fit for any occasion: Chroma Modern Bar and Kitchen, Bosphorus Turkish Cuisine, and Park Pizza and Brewing. A little bit of something for everybody. We're standing out here on the turf lawn where the community actually hosts multiple events throughout the year. So you're gonna find mini markets, pop-ups, holiday events, and more. You can come meet Santa. They make it snow during the holidays. One of my favorite places in all of Orlando is actually just across the street. It's called Boxi Park. Let's go check it out. This, in my opinion, is one of the most unique places in all of Orlando. This is Boxi Park. Boxi Park is an outdoor venue that features shipping containers that have actually been converted and repurposed into food stands, and they have a lot of great options. They also have beer and wine, they've got a bar, they've got margaritas, they have a beach volleyball court, multiple that are used for tournaments throughout the year. They have a stage and a gathering space where they host bands that perform live music, DJs, a little bit of something for everybody. One of my favorite spots. However, the fun doesn't stop there. Lake Nona still has plenty more to offer, including Nona Adventure Park, which is an inflatable aqua park and obstacle course, Canvas Restaurant and Market, Drive Shack, which is similar to a Topgolf, and if that's not enough golf for you, there's also two public 18-hole golf courses in Lake Nona, which are Eagle Creek Golf Club and North Shore Golf Club. We also have one of my favorites, the Wave Hotel, which features two high-end restaurants, two bars, a lounge, and a ton of whimsical art. Speaking of art, the Wave Hotel in Lake Nona is home to a 50,000 square foot outdoor sculpture garden that showcases pieces from the Lewis collection. Day or night, this is the perfect place to come for a date night, take a stroll, grab some cocktails from inside the Wave Hotel, and just hang out. You can bring the family here, friends. Fun fact, what you'll see behind me is a charging bull sculpture made by Arturo de Modica, who is the same artist who made the charging bull sculpture that you'll find in the financial district in New York City. So as you can see, this is one of my favorite places in all of Orlando, but don't take my word for it. Let's hear from some local residents. What brought you guys to Lake Nona originally?
Well, transitioning from Kansas City, obviously the weather, but Lake Nona per se, this is the new up and coming area. Our investor friend was like, hey, get a house, get planted 10 years ago, and I am so happy that we did.
What do you love the most about Lake Nona?
Well, there's so much to love here, right? I love the sports facilities. I love going to the USTA. The country club is fantastic. Obviously, the innovation space is amazing. We like the performance center. So yeah, the sports offering is amazing.
So what brought you guys to Lake Nona?
We wanted a quiet, not too far away from Orlando, but at the same time, something that's close to the city, and, it's new, it's up and coming too.
All about balance, right?
Yes.
What do you love the most about the community?
The center. I think that they have a lot of different restaurants, activities for the family, especially Boxi Nona. The kids can party and the parents can too.
If you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or you just have general questions about the Orlando real estate market, Disco Dog and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can contact us at theorlandoreal.com/move. There is a wide array of housing options here in the Lake Nona area, consisting mostly of single-family homes and townhomes. Lake Nona is actually known to have one of the lowest concentration of condominiums in all of Orlando. Now, when I'm rating the quality of construction, whether it's a new construction home or a home that was built years ago, I'm looking at 4 tiers: entry-level, mid-grade, premium, and luxury. So when we look at homes in Lake Nona, which tier do these homes fall in? Well, the majority of them are going to start in the upper end of the mid-grade tier. Unfortunately, we really don't have a lot of entry-level options here in the Lake Nona area. The majority of the products that we see are going to be either premium or luxury, and the price point is going to reflect that. Based on all home sales in Lake Nona in 2024, single-family homes range from the high 400Ks, with the highest recorded sale in Lake Nona being at $6 million. That was in the Lake Nona Golf and Country Club, as I'm sure you can imagine. The average price per square foot for sold homes, though, came in at $319.73, with the median price per square foot around $299.31. So for reference, if you were going to buy a 2,000 square foot home in Orlando, in Lake Nona specifically, you can expect to spend somewhere in the high $500,000 range. So you've decided that you like most of what Lake Nona has to offer, but now you need to know what the schooling and the workforce is like. Well, let's talk about schooling first. According to this Florida Department of Education's 2024 school grades, the public schools here in Lake Nona rank as follows. Laureate Park Elementary, A. Eagle Creek Elementary, A. North Lake Park Community Elementary, A. Lake Nona Middle School, A. Lake Nona High School, A. And Lake Nona's newest middle school, Luminary Middle, just opened this year, so it has yet to be graded. Any guesses what it'll score? I'm sensing that there's a theme here. For higher education, Lake Nona is home to the University of Central Florida's College of Medicine, along with the University of Florida's Research and Academic Center. One of the big innovations here in Lake Nona is what we call Medical City. It's a 650-acre health and life sciences park that is home to these 2 campuses, along with many other businesses that are making a big push towards innovation in the health and wellness space, including Nemours Children's Hospital, the new state-of-the-art Veterans Affairs Center, the UCF Lake Nona Hospital, the Lake Nona Performance Club, and so much more. Okay, so now you live here, you play here, you can get educated here, but where are you going to work? Fortunately for you, Lake Nona offers a wide array of jobs in the medical field, tech, aviation, health and wellness, and so much more. Some of the most notable companies that call Lake Nona home are KPMG, BBA Aviation, Johnson & Johnson, the United States Tennis Association, Novacare Health, Simcom, and the list goes on and on and on. Niche.com reports that the median household income is just about $133,000, which exceeds the national average of $80,000 by about 65%. Overall, Niche.com rates the quality of life here in Lake Nona as an A+. I can tell you that hundreds of acres of land has already been allocated for future residential development, so we're going to see thousands of homes come to the area in the future. But what about in the commercial and the retail space? Well, if you look behind me, this is what we call Lake Nona West. It's an area that's already been approved for development, and they have begun pushing dirt. Over the next couple years, they're going to be developing a 405,000 square foot retail and commercial development, which is going to include a 150,000 square foot Target. So for all your Target lovers, you're going to appreciate what they're building here. This is slated to be completed in 2026, so a couple more years, but I know that the residents of Lake Nona are going to appreciate this. So now you've seen most of what Lake Nona has to offer. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I may be a little bit biased because this is a place that I've found community over the years, but I'd like to know what you think. Is this a place that you could see yourself spending time or even relocating to and living? If you'd like to learn more about Lake Nona, we'd love to be your resource of choice. Shoot us a message at theorlandoreal.com/move, and we'll see you on the next one.